Hey, so remember when I was talking about our mayors standing up for their citizens, for their constituents, for their businesses, for their economies, for their livelihoods, and just for the lives of the people that have entrusted them to carry out city government business, okay? This isn't just about keeping America great anymore. This is about keeping America free right now, okay? So this mayor in Grants, I know some people think, well, what do you expect the mayor to do? Well, I think I expect the mayor to do something like this. So you'll see here, I'll pull it up in just a second. But mayor of Grants, New Mexico, decided in the middle of April, right? So after the lockdown and the initial 15 days to slow the spread, sometime in the middle of April, he decided to say, open up the businesses again, people. Let's get back to work. Despite orders from the health department or the governor at the time. Okay, so his name is Mayor Martin Modi Hicks of Grants, New Mexico. Okay, so the Albuquerque Journal reports from Dan McKay, the State Department of Health notified Grants Mayor Martin Modi Hicks that he faces a $5,000 penalty after participating in a 4th of July event last week. So apparently there was a parade, and he participated. This was on July 9th, this was written. And he participated, he allowed it to go on, and they decided to give him crap for it. So this is what he said in response to it. Hicks, in turn, said Thursday that he will request a hearing to contest the fine. The event, he said, was a protest protected by his constitutional rights. Thank you. Thank you very much. In the latest of a series of clashes between Hicks and the administration of Government Michelle Lujan Grisham, he had earlier encouraged businesses in Grants to reopen, like I was saying, in defiance of the state's public health orders, and the Supreme Court in May issued an order prohibiting him from operating city facilities in violation of health regulations. Okay. This is what we see going on all throughout the country, but this is on a smaller scale. This is a great example of what's going on nationally. Rules that are good enough for thee, but not for me. So we have, for example, John Lewis, a legislator that just passed away. He's kind of a commie legislator at that. Barack Obama showed up to his funeral along with like 60 other people. There was no social distancing or anything like that. Meanwhile, if your mom dies, your grandma, your child dies, you have to limit the viewing to, 7, 10 people or whatever it is. Same thing with George Floyd's funeral. There was, hundreds of people or whatever there. And the protests. I mean, the rules are good enough for thee, but not for me. And we're seeing this as a consistent thing with the left side of the aisle. Well, here we have in this little area, he said, hey, no, we were protesting and it was protected by our constitutional rights. So he goes on to say, Hick contends that other events, a rodeo and protests against racial injustice, have gone forward without the same state action that he faced. He goes on to say, what's really amazing is how they come after me and my town when we have a protest that is peaceful. The governor singles me out because I'm standing up for the Constitution of the United States of America. There you go. So the department said it intends to impose a $5,000 civil administrative penalty. So you get a fine. Tombstone is no stranger to fines. We are so fine. We're professional at getting fines. So what? You get a fine? You get a fine, but at least you get to save your city. At least you get to preserve some freedom. I mean, this is getting insane. This is what I would have hoped would have come out from the mayor when he was being interviewed. Like I was telling you in that other video that he could have said, hey, I got businesses struggling, wanting to reopen, fighting to reopen. What is really happening here? For what? When we look at, the discrepancies between the death counts and the case counts, it's really just what is really going on here. So we want to not just keep America great. We want to keep America free right now. I think that should be the focus, and it should be the focus of cities across America.
This is why it is so important for you to vote tomorrow. So important. And in November. And no matter what happens, we still have to stay on top of, our city government. It is our civic duty. It is our responsibility as free people to make sure that we stay free. Now, I just want to talk about that mayor from Grants, New Mexico. I can't decide if he looks like Charles Manson or if he looks like the dude from The Big Lebowski. So, clearly this dude does not abide, and I'm down with that. So, you guys have a wonderful day. I love you. We're going to do a live stream later. After dinner, I'm going to do a live stream. It's going to be good times. Okay, bye.